Hello everyone over there, it's ChinaJoy. I'm now in Shanghai, China's eastern city of Shanghai, and we're recording in this new international exhibition center to show you the latest thing in China about video games, because this is what we call ChinaJoy, one of the largest video game show in this country. And so this year is 2019, so they have been holding this kind of show for more than a decade. So there are many more things, not just this stage behind me, because there are tons of stages around this place. Look at that. That one is Tencent Games, and just now you witnessed the Bandai Namco booth, and we also have the Tencent booth. So both local and international. Okay, this is IGOT, and finally in this venue there's also this one. This one's very special. So if you're not living in China, you may not know that the Nintendo Switch gaming console does not come to China officially. That's interesting. So now we can see Nintendo has, for the first time ever, have its booth, have its stage in ChinaJoy. So there are so many people around here, because so today is Saturday in China. It is now Saturday in China, Saturday afternoon. So there are so many people in their weekend trying to experience this latest gaming technology and the new games that's coming to China. And here it is. Let's face it that way, and to see what is happening here, because this is the first time for me to see an official Nintendo booth existing in China. So let's see, check out over there. So we can see on the big screen that there is this Mario Odyssey game, because this is the latest version of Mario Odyssey. I don't know if you have played it. It's only on the Nintendo Switch console showed on the big screen. So, and also you can see around this booth there are so many people. Now you can see China is a really populated country, right? And yeah. So there were so many players waiting here. The original plan for us at CGTN to show you this ChinaJoy thing is to get inside the booth and show you the video game and the video game consoles. But unfortunately, we waited in that line, in that queue, for more than 2 hours. But still, we can't see where this line is heading for. So we passed through this sign telling us there's still 1 hour away. So we have to start the stream first to bring you our latest coverage about this thing. So the news happening here is that the Tencent, the Chinese video game giant Tencent, is now trying to bring in the official version of the Nintendo Switch to China. So that's why they put so many resources in to set up this deliberate booth to tell you that they are about to bring this new gaming console to China. You may have heard from many other sources that the game console is not allowed in China, but that is not true anymore. It's like 5 years ago in 2014, so video game console is now legal in China. You're okay to buy video game consoles, and no one would come to you, no one would punish you for that, for playing video games on a console. So that's why Tencent has made this broad move to import the latest Nintendo Switch gaming console to China. I don't know if you're a witness here, because I'm wearing my noise canceling earphone, because there is so many noise out there, so I can't even hear a thing, to be honest. I don't know if you can hear me. You can hear me clearly, but I'm in here now. This place seems a bit better. So it's the outside, so far away from those booths. I don't know if you don't like noisy things. Now it's a bit quiet. So we're now so you can see we just go through the N4 building, but there are more than 10 buildings. There are like 17 buildings around this place. This is called the Shanghai New International Exhibition Center. So there used to be an exhibition center in Shanghai. Now this is the new one. I don't know if you know me, Gong at the CGTN. So like a month or so ago, we did our first 5G live stream, like cell phone live stream in this exact same place. Like a month ago, this is not a venue for video games. It's for the mobile phones, smartphones. So with that time, we use a Huawei 5G smartphone to broadcast our video signals to Beijing. But this time it's different. This whole thing has changed. Everything about smartphone is gone. Now and now the video game thing has taken on the stage. So we're here again to bring you the latest coverage about the video games in China. So the Chinese. This is, as I said, this is afternoon now in Shanghai. In the south part. We're experiencing some signal problems, but we will try to carry on going. And we don't know, so we're going to move into a more open space, because just now we have passed through the inside of a building. So I don't know if the signals gets any better now. So we'll move to the outside, and as you can see, there was water on the ground, because just now it's like 5 minutes ago. It was raining in this spot, but now the cloud is gone. So it now looks very sunny around me, but just believe me or not, 5 minutes ago there was this pouring rain. It went down out of nothing. So it is very strange weather here in Shanghai to me, because I mostly live in the north. I don't know that the weather can be like this. Okay, you can see that two girls wearing in their traditional clothes, because this is not only a place for video gaming. ChinaJoy is also very famous for the cosplay community. They're a community now, I have to say. So in China, the Chinese youngsters, especially girls, are very affected. Some of them are very affected by the Japanese anime culture, and they really would love to so-called cosplay. Means they wear costumes of their favorite anime characters or gaming characters. They make clothes look similar to them, and then wear those clothes and go for the public, especially in this kind of anime-related events. Okay, now we're going to get inside a building again. So we just exited the N4 building, and now we're facing the E6. So you can see so this is the east side. There are 7 buildings in the east side and 5 buildings in the north side. There's also business buildings. There's the west side buildings, and there are 5 more buildings. So it's really amazing to see all those things around here. This is a really vast place. It's occupied with video game thing, because back last month when the MWC begins, there were only the north building were occupied, but now there are 7 more. So you can see how big it is. There are so many video game contributors or game makers and publishers eager to tell these Chinese people that what the video game can look like. So what kind of new experience they're going to get. So this is the video game market in China. It's no longer this pirate thing flying about. It's now getting more official and getting more serious. Because here you can see there are people buying drinks. Okay, there's so. And now we enter the building, and I think it's getting very. Okay, it seems like we're stuck with the signal, so we'll have to wait a little bit. And now we're inside the building, so the thing is getting better. And so many of you may already tell from this greenish color that this is Microsoft's Xbox community, right? And you can see there are video games they're trying to demonstrate because they have already been official in China for many years. You can see this Tomb Raider gaming console. Because this kind of console usually only exists in those entertainment stores, in the entertainment venues. But now they brought this thing from a business mall to this ChinaJoy to the ChinaJoy scene and let the players experience. This is not the Tomb Raider we used to play on the PC game, because you can see you use laser guns to shoot enemies in the screen on the screen like live. That's very interesting. But I have never met this kind of gaming console before, because that's very attractive to me. I don't know about you, but yeah, there are many new things that they cannot experience outside the ChinaJoy. And also they have put up many big giant screens and its gaming consoles to let people experience how cool it would be to play video games on better devices. So I don't know about you, but yeah, doing this kind of thing. You can check out here. So I don't know how many of you are anime fans, but I am. So this is according to this thing. I think this is the loading screen of some kind of Dragon Ball fighting game. I don't know if you have ever read Dragon Ball, but this is a very famous anime and manga in Japan. And so you can see that so Chinese and Japanese people are both living in the eastern side of the planet, so they have a lot of things in common, especially in their taste of animes. So, okay, this loading screen is a bit long. I think we can just maybe to go and experience some of the games. I really want to try it. 我可以先试两枪吗？我可以先试两枪吗？好的，谢谢。Okay, this boy have generously let me to try this gun for a while. Okay, this is no longer Tomb Raider. I think I'll have to choose a game, right? So which one you want? Okay, now I use this laser gun to point on the screen. Oh, this is the cutscene of a Tomb Raider. I've heard of it. I've looked at it before.
I wouldn't mind a little help, to be honest, but be careful. There is a big thing lurking here.
Oh, now where's my pointer? Okay. So see here, I'm this greenish pointer, and I'm going to shoot. So yeah, and I'll have to reload. Okay, it's really hard to reload with my microphone on hand. This is a bit too hard. I think I'm not contributing to my team because there are 4 more team members to play along. Yeah, so I think it's time to head back to you. See, this kind of thing. If you are a Tomb Raider as a Tomb Raider player myself, I never experienced some things like this before. Because using laser gun to shoot on the screen is normal, but this is a Tomb Raider title. They usually only produce, PC-related games, so that's really amazing. This can be something you cannot experience at home or in the local mall, so you have to come to Shanghai, to ChinaJoy, to enjoy such interesting experience. So I have talked with their staff yesterday, so they said this is a very effective method for them to gather the crowd, to make people check out on more things on their booth. So yeah, a video game has been evolving fast in China. Because yesterday there is this data from the because there is also a business summit of China's market. Not as fast as before. So especially on the PC side, because Chinese players used to love to play games on PC, just like what we're showing in this booth. We're now at the E5. So there's more hardware gaming. So we're now on. This is a gaming hardware. Okay, we need to adjust the microphone. Maybe you need a little bit noises. And now you can see this is AMD. So a lot of you may have heard about Intel, the company that produces CPU, the core, the thing that does computing in a computer. But you may not hear a lot about AMD. So these are only loved by some video game lovers. They like to customize their computer. Then they would come to AMD to try to extract more horsepower out of the chip. So check out how long the venue will be. This is a really big venue, and the venue, like And the venue buildings like this, there are 17 of them. So that's very large things. I have to say this is the single largest exhibition I have ever seen in China. And you know how big China is, so you know I must have experienced a lot of big exhibitions. But this is the single largest I have ever known. Do you know this one on the screen? This is obviously the Fortnite. This is, I think, this is the booth of NVIDIA. NVIDIA is now pushing hard to bring us the latest so I don't know if you have experienced the new NVIDIA hardware. Okay, out here. So you can see they're now playing Fortnite. I think these are competitive gaming, or as some people say, esports. So I can see there are players over here. There are also costume girls over here. You can see they're using their computer is shining green, and this is typical NVIDIA. NVIDIA is very good at making video cards to display better game image, and they're now showcasing their hardware by inviting pro gamers to demonstrate how cool it can be to play with their hardware. So this is a very convincing way, because all those esports. When we talk about esports, it's very common for the esports organizers to get into advertisements or getting revenues from these hardware makers. They are the one that builds these the PC or the console to give you to give you the hardware to play on. As this is the this is what the E5 booth is mainly about, and. But according to data, esports on PC in China is declining because there are more and more people that would like to that don't have a big ass computer in their living room. They now prefer smartphones as the better choice. So especially when Huawei has become one of the best or largest smartphone maker in the world. So Chinese that is where this Qualcomm. So Qualcomm is a U.S. company that makes phone chips instead of AMD, we just mentioned, making PC chips. These guys make they make smartphone chips, and you can see here. So this is their booth, and they're also showing some very cool things. And you can see they obviously put more design and money into their booth because they look much cooler. You can see, especially with this orange Xiaomi booth. So Xiaomi is a Chinese brand, but they often use the Qualcomm chip to power their phones. So let's see. They have this really very unified color choice. Okay, they're now sending out gifts. Both Qualcomm on my left and Xiaomi on my right. They're trying to. Okay, they're talking about some esports thing. So there are so many phone sellers in China that belongs to the Qualcomm community. You can see this is only one of them, and we have many others. We can move forward into the crowd. You can see we're moving very slowly now compared to like 5 minutes ago, because there are more and more people coming into this booth, coming into this venue. This is the E4 venue, full of all kinds of esports thing on cell phones. But you see, they have really been doing hard. So I have to wear my noise canceling earphone to make sure I can hear myself speaking. So I think I need to protect this a little bit. So maybe you can hear me clearly. And there are many more. There are many competitions right there. Yeah, I still use a wire earphone, and you can see it can be dangerous here. So to move around this crowd, so this kind of cable may get strapped with other people's belongings, especially bags. So you may want to protect your wire as well. So when you go to really big events like this, you may want to protect yourself. And this is a safety tip. So be prepared. So be prepared to look after all these wires, bags around you, because you don't know. You can only see me. You cannot see my cameraman. There are all kinds of cables around my cameraman, and he has to work really hard to protect himself from the crowd. So you can see I'm moving so slow in this venue. So my cameraman is moving even more carefully. You really need to be careful in this kind of events, especially in this really crowded rooms. And so look at there. That is a very famous game in China. You may know. I won't say the brand of the phone, but I can say the brand of the game. It's called. In your place, this game is maybe called the Arena of Valor. And in China, it's called Honor of Kings. It's basically the same thing. But if you have ever played something called League of Legends on PC, and this thing is the new one on the on the smartphone. So the smartphone version is a bit smaller and it's a little bit easier, but even more competitive because using a touch screen. The touch screen is hard to control and compared to mouse and keyboard. So it's introducing more obstacles to these gaming situations. Maybe some people may think that using a cell phone to play esports seems not very formal, seems not very cool. But to be honest, they're also working really hard to achieve their dream in the esports world, because esports, like all other sports, belongs to everyone, right? And everyone have to be given a chance to try their own skill. So let's see. Oh, this is a brand I think me and you both know. It's called OnePlus. So OnePlus is still a small brand in China, but it is getting big in the United States and around the world. Never settle, So OnePlus is also setting up a big booth, and you can see they're holding this competition of car racing. So this is a Tencent game, and according to my prior study, this game is this is a real competition in China. So this is the real thing instead of just a demonstration match. So this is this game's I think semi-final in the whole China region. So these five guys on the stage are five of the best players of this racing game in China. So this is the semi-final, and they're trying hard to get into the final and eventually to be the champion in China. As you can see, they're now demonstrating. It's a very fancy game, so it's a bit anime looking, but still it has all the elements you see on the PC version of racing, right? Okay, you can see the two casters are now shouting aloud. I'm afraid you don't understand Chinese, but you can hear from their voices how intense this thing can be. So, as you can see, okay, finish line. Okay, you can check out all these two casters. So this is the esport in China. You can see it's drawing the attention of all those people around me. So those guys are trying hard to make sure that they want to know. And so talking about gaming on the phone, maybe we need to check out the phone they're using for gaming. As you know, OnePlus is a very special one in China about esports, because they have some very interesting technologies around here to make esports even more attractive. So I need to contact their people to see if they can give me a phone for a try, and then I can tell you how good it is. See, there are many people circling around here. I think they're trying to introduce something. Let's check what the crowd is doing. Many people are taking photos. Maybe this is I think that she's a famous streamer. I have seen her before. Now demonstrating this new phone. Okay, let's get around this because there are always costume girls around this place, and they're doing just fine to showcase themselves to the audience. So let's head for the back of the place and check out if we have our own phone. I don't know if you can see here that these phone makers are very centric on single colors. You know, on the AMD, on the NVIDIA, they have this kind of verified color options. But now, these phone makers, they really use one single color to impress their users. So now let's go to the back of the stage. As you can see, there are many people crouching here. ChinaJoy is very big, so many people have to rest themselves in this kind of places. See if we have this 90 Hz screen available. Oh, when I came here this morning, it's not as crowded as this. I don't know if they have time for that. So let's enter this to see if we have a chance. Oh, there's so many people around here. They're also playing different kind of smartphone games. I have to walk slowly around the crowd. This is amazing. So many people eager to experience all these technologies. What are they doing? Why so many people are crowded here? Seems like OnePlus have invited a group of people, so it's still Miss Street. She's like experiencing all these things. I think I need to ask their people who she is. I don't think she's a normal demonstrator. She's more than that because she can draw such a huge crowd. I'm so curious. And now let's first contact the people from them and see if they have the time. Where is she? It's here. Okay, hello. Very nice to see you. Okay, I can see. Yeah, I really want to try this phone because I really want to try this phone. So see, this is the Pro version. 这个是187 Pro 最新的，就是那个90赫兹，来看一下。So this is the 90 Hz screen. I really need to know how it's different from those normal ones. I don't know if it's hard for our cameraman to get this, but I think I need to maybe just. So I seldom play this kind of game. I really need to get into the game and see. Let's have a casual match. I don't know how to play this game. I don't know how to get going. 我怎么才能进去呢？我就没有玩过这个游戏。是直接对战就可以吗？不要紧吗？是可以的，是吧？我怕比如说有大号丢他们的分儿。
稍等，我想问一下，这个游戏应该是选择哪个模式？
对，我想去试一下实际的游戏画面应该怎么进呢？或者是有单机的也可以，不要紧。或者说有单机的模式也可以，不要紧。就可以，是的，都不要紧。
就点击快速进入，然后点个人
好的，好的，
然后点击这个。
So let's get ready. I think I'm now ready. Oh, that's a very complicated game, I have to say.
在游戏的这个过程中，你可以感受到那种90赫兹跟60赫兹的区别，尤其在一些转弯呀、过道的这个样子的时候，你就会觉得很多的细节是60赫兹不能展现出来的。
So what she said is this phone's screen is very different from all the other phones because it has a refresh rate of 90 Hertz. You don't need to see the technical details, but it's very smooth. So I don't know if our camera can actually show you this kind of smoothness. So maybe I have to describe it myself. So now let's see. So maybe you can check out the screen and let's see what's happening here. So basically it's a racing game. We need to rotate the phone and to boost speed, and we need to to make these turns really in a really fancy way and to surpass. It seems like there are 3 competitors here, and the one on the right is me. So I don't think I can outrace those people, but I think I have to try it. So this is left, right, and I don't know how to boost speed, but I will try. Let's see how to get it begin. I don't know how to get it going. Okay, my cameraman has gently helped me to hold the phone. It seems like there is a network problem here. It seems like the network is not very stable. So I'm really trying to get myself back. And it seems like we have been disconnected from the internet, I think. So that's why we're stuck here. But to be honest, I can already see the smoothness of this phone. So we're now stuck in the middle of this game. So, but the game didn't begin because of network restrictions. But we can already see how smooth it is. So you can see this this lightning effect going around this car. There is this fire-like animation going around this car, and the car. You can see here those animations are moving really smooth because. I don't know if you have ever experienced esports hardware because it has 144 refresh rate. That's even more smooth. So this is the kind of smooth I really wanted for. I was eager for it because those things do not usually appear on a phone. So maybe I think the OnePlus people have already found another phone for us. Let's see if we can make it on another phone. So maybe let's see this lady to play the game. I think they're watching. So I think this time it's going to get lucky. Seems like we have a really bad network connection here. Okay.
$90赫兹的整个这个屏，其实它是还得到了那个 DisplayMate A+ 的认证，然后还有 HDR 10+ 的这个显示的效果，所以应该是现在市面上最好的一块屏了。而且我们现在也是基本达到了100%的全面屏。
So essentially what she said here is that their phone has the best screen in the market. So I don't know if she means the Chinese market or the global market, but according to my own knowledge, I have to say I have never seen a screen like this before in my life. On a smartphone, of course, because if we're talking about big screens, there are many more better ones. But on a smartphone, that is spectacular. I have to be honest to you. And OnePlus has been doing very good in the U.S. market, and there are many smartphone lovers. There are many smartphone lovers that's rushing to buy a OnePlus phone. But this company is also in controversy because their marketing strategy. Sometimes they use very extreme marketing strategy to get people's attention. So maybe there's something wrong here. Over there, but we need to check for sure. And so after all those smartphone things, we now need to come to a completely different thing in ChinaJoy. Because just as I mentioned before, this is not only about video game, this is also about anime. Because in China, the video game, anime, and manga communities are essentially the same community, because many video players also read manga and watch anime, and also a lot of anime watchers are also playing video games. They're essentially merging together. These three communities are now becoming one. So that's why in ChinaJoy they also have this big anime fest-like venue. So this is very interesting because it's strange for me to it's a bit strange for me to suddenly to get out of the video game sphere and then get into this anime world, because you can see here these are typical anime thing instead of video game scores, because you can see here there's this Bandai have this slot machine. It's like you have 10 RMB or a bit more than $1. Then you can to roll the machine and they'll give you a random gift. This is a very popular thing in Japan. They have this in all the supermarkets and all those small convenience stores all over the country. And in China, they're now also introducing the similar things. Also, when it goes to anime, it's always around the business model, because they all want to sell things. Selling things or making revenue is a key part of these anime-related people. As you can see, they're also selling costumes, which looks really fancy. That's not my thing, of course. I'm not a girl, but yeah, I can see it could look really attractive to girls. And also, there's this Tokyo TV or TV Tokyo. They have broadcasted many traditional, these very classic anime characters, and they're selling them in a very high price, I have to say. So you have to, for pre-order, it takes more than $200, and the whole price is like $700 for one of these. So that price is really high, but you can see they put really big effort into making these things. They look exactly the same like they are in the anime. So I think, and this is of course through the official channel instead of some pirate thing. So when the official thing comes out, you can see how formal they are, how cool they are made, and they will try to persuade the Chinese anime watchers to buy these real things. So you can see this is the commodity stores, and also if you do not like the official ones, you can make your own. That's one of the fancy things about the anime culture. You can make your own production and sell to others. So it's like if you don't like one part of the anime, you can draw something yourself and describing a different storyline to the people around the world. And if they think they agree with you, they will buy your things. So everything goes with money. This is essentially one part of the anime culture. They use money to speak about, to like let out their opinions. So this is a very different thing. It's very different from gaming, because when it comes to video gaming, you put your time and passion into a game, and then you can and also a bit of money. So and then to express your love of a series. But in this place, it's almost always about buying things. You can see these are not booths anymore. They're essentially stores. So maybe I think this is over. So let's see. Check out on the time. I think we're already on the time limit. So this is our tour around ChinaJoy. You can see this is not only a video game tour, but also an anime thing. So all those communities in China, they come together to this big fest and to show their love, to buy their things, to try their new game. So this is about ChinaJoy 2019, and we're going to write a lot other articles describing how good it is. And this is the end of our live stream, and we're going to say goodbye for now. So we will see you next time, and in our articles about ChinaJoy. Stay tuned in CGTN's Culture, Technology, and the Sports channel for more coverage. Thank you.